MMA fans seem to have a misconception that the better wrestler equals the better fighter. Because a lot of people believe that a quote-unquote better wrestler will always be able to get their opponent to the ground. And once that happens, it could nullify and negate any striker's game. Historical way, they can utilize their footwork and they don't always have to go forward, which makes it a lot harder to find good shots on takedowns. There are a lot of fighters with good footwork that could stay at a safe distance and force their opponents to take a bad shot. For example, like Alexander Volkanovski. I think he's one of the best anti-wrestlers in the sport. And that makes it a lot easier to defend a takedown. If the other person shoots from too far away, the worst, quote-unquote, worst wrestler could get into the second reason on the list, which is the difference between how takedowns are set up in wrestling and mixed martial arts. So in traditional wrestling competition, whether it's freestyle, folk style, Greco-Roman, before attacking the legs and really shooting, getting to the hips, wrestlers have to establish control of their opponent's upper body, and most of the time, for the most part, that comes in the form of hand fighting. That includes stuff like wrist control, grabbing a collar tie, or grabbing the inside of someone's bicep, trying to secure an underhook or a 2-on-1. And the best takedowns often happen while you are already actively maneuvering your opponents. For example, like push-pull motions, or you try to grab your opponent's head and snap him down, try to shove, push, drag him. A few common setups will be going from a collar tie, snap down, you duck him for a single leg, or establishing wrist control, getting an arm drag, and securing a single leg. Or you can club somebody's head and immediately level change for a double leg. There are many, many more examples. I'm not gonna get too deep into it. But a problem with that in MMA is that no one is going to stand around and let you do that, right? You'd have to be a fool to just allow your opponents to grab you. And even if they somehow do get a hold of you, strikes like elbows, knees, uppercuts, ripping body shots, punches. In the clinch, there are so many ways to hurt your opponent if they're just trying to grab you instead of engaging in offensive striking with you. In MMA, you have to set up your takedown through striking and feints. For example, Islam Makhachev does it so well. He throws a jab and he shoots underneath, like what he did to JDM. Or he throws a calf kick and duck him for a takedown. Or what Merab likes to do, he throws a big overhand to hide the level change and grab a single leg. You can also duck under when the opponent overcommits to a punch for a takedown. That's what GSP loves to do. He loves to time a strike. He loves to time for a takedown. Or you can back your opponent to the cage, where the fence limits their movements and make wrestling entries a lot easier. And this pretty much changes everything. Essentially, if wrestling is your only skill set, you will not be able to get your opponent down. The fence is the last deciding factor. A great wrestler or a greater wrestler can obviously take their opponent down by the fence, but so can a lesser wrestler, which sometimes makes it an even playing field. Pure wrestling can only give a person advantage if they have other skills that occupies their opponents. Islam Makhachev has said it before. Jordan Burroughs, what he does is he pushes his opponents off the mat. And what happens when a cage exists? Will he still be able to do that? Will he still be able to secure takedowns? We don't really know. And if you don't have other skill sets to occupy your opponents, to get them move their hands, to get them to drop their hands, to get them to show up, cover up, protect their head, to get them to lift their leg up to try to check a kick, your opponents can just attempt to stay at a safe distance and avoid engaging in wrestling completely. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and let me know if you want me to do a breakdown on how to make wrestling the most effective in mixed martial arts.